55's turn to do a little bit of chiseling. I got 3 little bean fields that need to get done. I got 3 acres down in Indiana. Then I got a little 2-acre piece at my grandma's, and then another 4-acre piece I rent that's got to get done. This is hard with one hand. And then after that, I got a 9-acre piece and an 8-acre piece that are getting moldboarded. I think Tyler and Ron are going to come over Friday. At least last I knew they were going to. And we're going to get all those knocked, or get all that knocked out Friday night. And with that, all the fall tillage will be done. And then we'll just be down to cleaning shit up, and well, I shouldn't say just be down, because I still got a bunch of fence row cleaning to do, but we'll be down to cleaning stuff up, cleaning fence rows, and fixing shit. So yeah, always something to do. Yesterday I went and moldboarded it. It had a ragweed problem in it this year. So I moldboarded it to try to bury some of that shit. Fall in, you bastard. Because it was just a little small 2-acre field. Alrighty, well, we're all hooked up and ready to go, so I guess nothing to it but to do it. have to go home and adjust my draft control. I could not for the life of me figure out why the hell that thing was struggling to pull that plow so mad out here. Because I was looking down at the draft control linkage and it was modulating like it was supposed to, and then I just happened to look at the hole the draft link was set in, and it's like, oh, I forgot I put it in the low draft sensitivity position for running a field cultivator last spring, and I never put it back in the high position to run the plow, so that'll be why it wasn't fucking working. But anyhow, ski-daddle on home and adjust that and probably call her a night, so we'll catch you in a little bit. Okay, so on these tractors, so the 1755, 1855, 1955, 2255, G955 and G1355 Molines, and the 285, 288, 2105 and 2110 whites. Basically any tractor that used this rear end, you got 2 spots to adjust your draft control, with 6 total adjustments. So on the lower links down here on the load shaft, you've got 3 holes that you can hook your lower links into. The top hole is for position control, basically 0 draft. That puts the lower link pivot pin right in line with the center of the load shaft. And then you have medium draft and high draft. So basically, sorry if the camera is shaking, it's kind of freaking cold out. You have, the lower you go, the more leverage it's going to have to act on the draft spring inside the transmission housing, and the less force it's going to take to activate or actuate the draft. So the lower link or the lower links, you adjust. Well, obviously, if you're pulling something that you don't want any draft on whatsoever, like a rotary hoe or a brush hog or something like that, where you just want to set it down and not worry about it, that's when you use the top hole. The other 2 holes aren't so much about the implement as much as your soil type. God damn, I don't know why I'm shaking so much. So if you got really heavy dirt, you're gonna want, I'm really sorry I'm shaking this much, I'm gonna set the camera down. If you got really heavy dirt, you want to use the lower hole. If you got medium to light dirt, like sand or loam or something like that, which is for the most part what we got around here, it's just really heavy loam, with pockets of good old Michigan blue clay. So for the vast majority of soil types, the center hole is what you're going to want to run for the most part. And then obviously if you're pulling something with no draft on it, you use the upper hole. But for that matter, if it doesn't have a whole lot of draft, most of the time you can still just run the center hole and you just set it and forget it. So the other spot you got, if I can move you, is your draft link here. This one has, actually, I lied to you, there's not 6 positions, there's 7 positions, because you got your 3 down here and there's actually 4 up here. So this arm gives feedback off of the load sensing shaft. That rocks back and forth, which transmits through this balancing link, which works off which is balanced and hence the balancing link, is balanced off of the rock shaft, which is transferred through the draft link up to the draft control. This is all your draft control and raised position shaft. So you got the lower hole is the highest draft sensitivity, medium, low, and then if you're pulling something that has no draft, like a brush hog or something like that, you can put it all the way up in this top hole, which is 0 draft, which is position control. So you just set the hitch and it stays there. I put it up here to run the field cultivator because that's low draft implement. I should have had it down here. Moldboard plowing most of the time, which I'm actually kind of surprised I didn't notice this when I was pulling that plow, but Oliver plows are pretty light on the draft to begin with. For moldboard plowing, most of the time you can use the center hole. For something like a chisel plow or a ripper where you got really heavy draft, you want to use the bottom hole. So if I could have swore this thing had a damn R pin, or not an R pin, a cotter pin in it, which is why I didn't move it down there in the field. Well, it turns out I did have an R pin in it, so I could have moved it down there at the field. So basically, you pop this pin out, and you pop this pin out, and you go down here to this hole, and now you're in high draft. So with that being set, we should be good to go for tomorrow. It should pull it a little better, I hope, because it was kind of a pain in the ass. I had to run the lever the whole time. I could not figure out for life of me, why the hell is this thing not pulling this plow or the shit? And then I looked down and saw that, and it's like, oh, that's why. So sorry for this shaky little bit of video. I mean, it's cold, but the wind is cutting through you more than anything. So anyhow, I guess that's it for this part, and we will catch you tomorrow when we finish up chiseling. Well, here we are again. This should be the last day of chisel plowing, barring a major mechanical function. But yeah, got this little 2-acre piece here, and then a 4-acre piece about 4 miles from here, and then we'll be just down to moldboard plowing. So should be able to get that done tomorrow night, I hope. But anyway, let's get at her. chiseling for the year. Just got that 18 acres left to moldboard, which it sounds like hopefully I'm getting some help with. So I should be able to knock that out tomorrow before the rain gets here this weekend. So yeah, you can tell every spot in this field where it lays wet, which is damn near the whole field. It's not wet like you're always working in the mud, but whenever you come out here, it's always just damp. Like the whole thing is just damp. These end rows were harder than hell. The end rows down around that swamp were hard. Out there in the back, it's hard. But up there on that knob where it's dry, pulled fine. Everywhere else where it just always lays damp, it's harder than hell. It's amazing what a little bit of water can do for soil compaction. This is the definition of 5-minute dirt. You're literally either 5 minutes too early or 5 minutes too late. There is no sweet spot for this damn field. But anyway, well, I got some daylight left. Go home, drop the chisel plow, drop a dual, get ready for plowing. So we'll catch you guys tomorrow. Actually, I'm ending that wrong. That's it for this one. We'll catch y'all on the next one. That's more better.